Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Richardson, and my name is 2103050001. And today I'm going to discuss about another journal. Without wasting the time, let us begin the discussion. Our topic of the journal is the use of YouTube video in English language teaching, a perspective of Indonesian undergraduate students majoring in English language education. Now, this study aims to investigate undergraduate student perspective towards the use of YouTube in online and face-to-face learning, in which the videos used were made especially by the lecture for learning syntax. The data were obtained by distributing survey-based questioning for 17 participants studying at the college majoring in English language education. Now, the results show that participants have strongly positive perspectives towards the use of YouTube in both online and face-to-face learning. On their perspective, YouTube video makes are relevant to the course being studied and attractive for its convenience, affordability, and accessibility, and effective to help to understand the lesson. It is also motivates them to learn well when need to participate in the class. Also, it is better for a lecturer to have a YouTube channel with their own learning video to support their study in both face-to-face and online learning. Content that we are going to discuss is the first of introduction, second is method, and the last is finishing and discussion. Now the first is introduction. Let us begin the discussion. Introduction. Until 2019, online learning was not popular in Indonesia. Only limited school and university use it. However, online learning actually has been proposed to be used in education before COVID-19 outbreak. Online learning is usually done for a distance with the assistance of electronic devices such as video streaming and sharing. A video conference, chat, and message assessment, online learning provide, etc. Online learning has some benefits and challenges. It offers several benefits for learner in terms of flexibility, accessibility, self-regulated learning, information and material source access, and individual learner difference. Now, however, many students have problem buying internet data package and getting a good internet connection. Besides, online learning reduces teacher and student interaction compared to face-to-face learning, and students also feel less motivated when they are learning an online lesson. However, ladies and gentlemen, online learning surely has more benefits outweighing challenges. There are many ways to carry out online learning. Among many ways of online learning, social media has been widely used nowadays, and it has become an integral part of our life. They usually use social media to get material, share material, practice their skill. Now, this fact make us aware that social media should not be neglected in the teaching of learning process. Now, social media is an ICT tool to used by people in online communication such as Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, WhatsApp, blog, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Weibo, WeChat, Wikis, forums, and commonly used by children. The otherly in their life, different purpose. One of those is for education. For those, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram become the top tools of use in education. Now, among the top tools, YouTube become the best perspective in English education. Now, since it has become a very important international in nowadays classroom, so when it is used in teaching learning process, student will not surprise anymore because yet commonly students watch YouTube without realizing that YouTube can be helpful, improve to their knowledge and skill. Furthermore, there are benefits of YouTube applied in English education classroom. Now, the first is YouTube can give free flexibility to students. Students can access YouTube from anywhere as long as they are on internet connection exists in that area, and they can also replay the video as many as they want. Second, YouTube provides fun videos. Students can interest various from each other so students can choose the video which fit their instantly interest. Number three is YouTube provide macro practice for the student. By watching English videos, student can enhance their English competencies, especially in macro skill. Fourth, YouTube helps students to understand the topic. Some students may have difficulty to understand some topic if they only listen to their teacher once in classroom or in a Google meeting. By using YouTube, they can watch the video many times and also find other related video to get better to understand it. Number five and the last is YouTube facilitates students to improve their vocabulary. By watching English video with or without subtitles surely can improve student vocabulary mastery. Finally, YouTube also facilitates interaction in real life context. They can interact by giving comments and questions on the comment feature in the video maker. Now, however, teachers should consider some things that when they want to use YouTube in their classroom, especially if they make the video themselves, such as interaction, the duration of the video, and the quality of video. Now, YouTube does not support comparative in learning, which means the teacher should find an alternative way to anticipate it because that the quality of the video also affects student interest and understanding. So teachers should give intention to the presentation, the content of efficiency, voice, and interesting of the video. Now, so this study is revealed that students' perspective on the use of YouTube and face-to-face on online learning, which of the video were made by the lecturer himself, especially to support the learning syntax course. So this is the study proposed for two research questions, which is one is that what is the perception of undergraduate students towards the use of YouTube video in face-to-face and online learning, especially syntax course. Now the second is what are insights of undergraduate students towards the attractiveness, effectiveness, relevance, motivation, and of using YouTube videos in face-to-face and online learning. Number two is method. Let's begin the discussion. Alright, method. Now, according to Proelwell, the study used as a supervised student to draw the opinion, behavior, attitude, or characteristic of the population. It focused more on the population and give less attention to predicting outcome and relating variable. It determines individual opinion, provide useful information, and describe the trends to evaluate the course material. Now, this study explored the experience of opinion of the participant about the use of YouTube channel video in English course. Now, the channel was used as a supportive tool to the course throughout the semester in learning syntax. Now, it used quantitative analysis using a question survey which has administered to undergrad student measuring on English language education. The questionnaire had two parts. The first is the part asked the participant demographic information such as age, gender, frequency, and duration of the access video every day. And the last is YouTube content. Now the second part has 20 questions that mainly related to the student perception of using YouTube in English language education. 3 is finishing and discussion. Let us begin the discussion. Ladies and gentlemen, student perception of using YouTube in English online learning. Now, the finding of this study indicates a positive perception of all students on the use of YouTube in online learning. The student perception of using on YouTube in online learning can be seen in the table that I will show you. This is how the percentage student perception of using YouTube in online learning in table. As you see the table show that 47.05% students have strongly positive perception and 52.94% students have positive perception. None of them has moderate negative nor strong negative. So this is how the mean score of student perception of using YouTube in online learning. Now, as you can see the table, the mean scores of student perception using YouTube in online learning was 4.22, it is categorized as a strong positive or very high option of using YouTube in English face to face. You can see the table. Same result was also found in the perception of students using YouTube in face-to-face learning. The table showed that 58.82% students have strongly was positive perception, 41.17% have positive perception. So for the mean score of student perception of YouTube face-to-face learning, as you can see on the table, then the mean score of the student perception of using YouTube in the face-to-face learning was 4.02. It is categorized as a positive or high. Student insight on the attractive of using YouTube in learning English. You can see the table. Same result was also found in the perception of students using YouTube in face-to-face learning. The table showed that 58.82% students have strongly was positive perception, 41.17% have positive perception. So for the mean score of student perception of YouTube based learning, as you can see on the table, then the mean score of the student perception of using YouTube in the face-to-face learning was 4.02. It is categorized as a positive or high. On the effectiveness of using YouTube in learning English, you can see the Ladies and gentlemen, the table shows the student insight of the effectiveness aspect of using YouTube in learning. A student strongly agree 4.18 that YouTube has many advantages in learning compared to the other social media in online learning. Now, and they also agree 4.00 when it is the face-to-face learning. They also agree that YouTube can capture their attention when used in online learning. 4.06 and face-to-face learning 3.81. Now, when asked whether YouTube can enable them to understand the lesson, they agree both in online and face-to-face learning. Then they strongly agree 4.18. In online learning, YouTube helped them to accomplish their task quickly, and while in face-to-face learning, they only agree overall in terms of effectiveness to strongly agree that YouTube is effective to be used in online learning and agree that YouTube is effective to be used in face-to-face learning. Student insight on the relevance of using YouTube in learning English. As you can see the table. People show that student insight of the relevance of YouTube video used in learning syntax. Participants strongly agree that use are relevant to be used in online class and face-to-face class. They also strongly agree to the video increase their comprehension of lesson both in online learning and face-to-face learning. When asked whether the video are easy to understand, they agree both in online and face-to-face learning. Overall, the students strongly agree that the video in teaching syntax are relevant. Now, student insight on the motivation of using YouTube in learning English. You can see the table. We will show that student insight on the motivation aspect of using YouTube in learning. We strongly agree that the use of YouTube video motivates them to learn more about syntax both in online and face-to-face. When asked whether the use of YouTube video can motivate them participant in learning, they agree when it is online class. They strongly agree when it is not face-to-face class. Now, they also strongly agree both in online class and face-to-face class learning to using YouTube video give them motivation to study syntax. So overall, they strongly agree that they use of YouTube is to motivate them in learning. Now, the study found some student insight on the use of YouTube video which are made by the lecturer himself to teach syntax in the term of attractiveness, effectiveness, relevance, and motivation. Now, there is no significant difference between student perception of using YouTube in online learning and face-to-face learning. In the term of attractiveness, the use of YouTube video in learning syntax was attractive for them because it's convenient, affordable, and accessible. Using YouTube in learning syntax also makes students feel comfortable and more ready in discussion. Now, since many Indonesian students, especially in, for example, Bengkalis, have low economy level, the media use should be considered affordable for them, and it has also make learning become more interesting and comfortable because it appeals to different learning. Now, in terms of effectiveness, it is clear that the use of YouTube in effective in learning, both in online class or an in face-to-face class, YouTube has more advantage than other social media. Besides, by using YouTube in learning, a student can understand the lesson more as easily and accomplish the task given more quickly. This is because YouTube be by the knowledge of learner and help the generation who are familiar with digital source understand the learning material better. Like relevance, the video used in learning process were relevant, but what they were studying, the video increased their comprehension on the lesson, and the context on the video are easy to understand. Finally, in terms of motivation, YouTube video can motivate learner to learn subject more and to participate in learning since they are more ready in it is in line in Siman Juntang ETRL, who found that YouTube can motivate students in online learning during the COVID-19 pandemic. By having good motivation, students will have willing to serious study to subject. It may stimulate students to be automatic learner. Conclusion. Now, student perception towards the use of YouTube video in online learning is very high. Under perception, use of YouTube video in online learning and face-to-face learning is attractive because it is convenient, affordable, and accessible. A YouTube video are also effective to be used both online and face-to-face learning. Now, then students are more motivated in learning which use YouTube video. Now, the future research may explore not only YouTube as the supplement material in which the video are made by the lecturer, but also YouTube as a platform for students to upload project. The future research and it also focused on exploring the effective way of using YouTube learning. I think that's all for my discussion. Thank you very much for your kind attention to watch my video until to the end. And I'm very sorry if I have mispronunciation and the way I'm bringing the material is very bad. I'm very sorry for my mistake I made. And thank you very much for your kind attention. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.